When you take a look at the animal kingdom, everybody always want to talk about the lions, the tigers, the grizzly bears, and all these other big ass animals. But today we gonna take a look at a particular animal that people don't talk about enough, and that is the motherfucking hedgehog. Oh yeah, now you might be looking at this little creature like, come on bro, like the nigga little as hell. That's until you take a look at the black hedgehog specifically, is when you realize, hey, hold on, these niggas something different. I mean, right off the gate, we start off with one of the coldest intros of all time. Dr. Eggman's fat ass tries to continue his father's, Gerald Robotnik, last invention before the nigga died, being Project Shadow. Which I ain't gonna lie, this gotta be one of the best inventions a scientist done ever made in their lifespan, because this man just came out the capsule like he that nigga. But since Sonic and Shadow look alike, these dumbass humans is framing this man, or I mean Hedgehog, for Shadow's crimes, which is just fucking insane. Cause it's like, after all the shit I done did for y'all niggas, this how y'all gonna treat me? Look, all I'm gonna say is, if I'm Sonic, Shadow ass ain't gonna be the only one out here committing these crimes. The fuck?
Well, from what I heard, you caused quite a ruckus over at Prison Island the other night. Now we can't get 2 words out of you.
Guess I'm not feeling too chatty.
You better watch that smart mount, Hedgehog, or you'll be running laps in a 10x9 cell.
Look, buddy, I don't think you understand who the fuck you're talking to, but this is the Sonic the Hedgehog, bro. Like, this man has faced motherfuckers capable of destroying the goddamn planet. So what the fuck is your punk ass gonna do? Please, by all means, enlighten me. After whooping everybody's ass, my boy Sonic jumps outside the plane to plan his escape. And after jumping off the plane while skydiving, this nigga spawns with a piece of the plane under his feet. Like, my nigga, how? When and where did he have time to do this shit? You know what? This shit look cool, so fuck it. But then while skydiving, he's literally, like, clearly heading towards this building right here. Like, I mean, I ain't no goddamn math magician or no shit like that, but it is clear this is the direction this nigga is heading towards. Then literally the next frame over, this man just spawns under a skate park. Like what? So fast forward to nighttime, Shadow heads to this museum to steal one of the Chaos Emeralds. Now, while in the process of leaving the museum, you can clearly tell by looking in this nigga's facial expressions that he doesn't expect no company. But despite that, this nigga starts to get excited. Like, bro, imagine you go to a bank to rob the motherfucker and 12 pull up. And instead of getting nervous, panicky, and all that other shit, you start to get excited. It's a nigga like that scares me. So Shadow not only takes out these robots with literally no effort, but he also looks cool as fuck in the process of doing so. Now, one of the commissioners goes up to the president and tells him straight up, hey look, I know Sonic your mans, I know you cool with him, I'm cool with him, I love Sonic, we all love Sonic, but the nigga done just robbed the bank, so we need you to do something. So the president, even though he in a little bit of denial, he like, okay look, if there's no other option, arrest the nigga. But if that's not bad enough, the news not only covers the story, but they put this nigga Shadow's picture in front of millions to see. Now back at home, all of Sonic's friends is seeing this shit live, and they all looking at each other like, oh my god, is this Sonic? No, you dumbass nigga. How the fuck is this Sonic? Like, no, please tell me. How do you get these 2 motherfuckers confused like this? When my boy Sonic still trying to escape from the goddamn government, they send this clunky ass robot after him, and it just starts shooting the nigga on sight. Like, what happened to arresting the nigga, my guy? But since Sonic is that nigga, he takes out the android fast as fuck. But as it turns out, it's really Shadow in that motherfucker. So Sonic like, whoa, my nigga, who are you? Now Sonic get pissed off. He like, man, it's cause of your bitch ass that I got the faz on me. Sonic decides to rush Shadow, and right at this very moment, Shadow just decides to fuck with my boy. Because right after Shadow teleports Sonic first attack, he talking about, hey look Sonic, all my boys telling me you the fastest man alive, so like, what's up? So then these niggas start racing on some Flash versus Superman type shit. But this shows how fucking stupid Sonic is, because he sees his people pull up to the scene, and instead of saying, hey, move y'all ass out the way, he just standing there starstruck like, nigga, move. Obviously taking advantage of the opportunity, Shadow teleports again and attacks Sonic from the back. But then to add even more insult to injury, this nigga starts talking that shit.
Where'd you get that Chaos Emerald, you phony freak? Hand it over! You can do better than that, Sonic. If you don't light a fire under those feet, you'll never get this emerald back.
Just looking at my boy Sonic face, you can tell that this man is livid. So he decides to do a jump attack instead of just hitting the nigga who is literally right behind you, but whatever. But regardless, the shit doesn't even matter because this man Shadow asserts full, and I mean full dominance on Sonic. Because right after this wild ass animal teleports Sonic's first attack, he teleports again in front of bro. And with absolutely no hesitation, Sonic tries to kick this nigga. But unfortunately for my boy Sonic, Shadow not only dodges that weak ass kick, he guts Sonic ass like they in the motherfucking jungle. Shadow walks up to Sonic all slow and shit, and he tells him straight up, hey look bro, from what I heard, you supposedly is that nigga, but I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, you're sorry as fuck. And while my nigga Shadow just asserting all types of dominance on Sonic, he glances and see that 12's finna pull up, so he teleports just like that. And since these dumbass niggas don't even know Shadow fucking exists, they just arrest Sonic, and you know, Sonic being the good guy he is, he ain't trying to fucking bust all these niggas asses, so he decides to just go ahead and get arrested. So boom, fast forward, while Sonic getting locked up on this prison island, Shadow, Rouge, and Eggman fat ass all pull up to the island to blow the motherfucker up. But you also have Tails, Amy, and the rest of Sonic's friends that also pulled up to the island to rescue Sonic. So before Shadow and Rouge can enter the building to blow the shit up from the inside, Amy dumbass just runs to Shadow thinking that he's Sonic. Like, I want you to think about this just for 1 second. It's one thing when you have people that are associates that kind of see you from time to time, so they're not gonna notice every goddamn detail about your ass. But when you got a motherfucker like Amy, to where their life purpose is to literally know shit about you down to the way your ass is breathing. But even despite that, this bitch doesn't stop to think for 1 second, you know what? This nigga is black after all. Maybe, just maybe, this isn't Sonic. Shadow plants the bomb on the island. In the meantime, Amy helps Sonic escape. But as soon as this man Sonic steps foot outside the prison, I mean fresh out of jail, him and Shadow is already rerunning the fade. And this time, my nigga Sonic done came to fight. He using all of his battle IQ. He doing all types of acrobat shit. Him and Shadow playing footsies. They going blow for motherfucking blow. So then Sonic just sails the whole entire fight. I mean, he does the most bitch-made shit, bro. He socks the fuck out of Shadow in the mouth. But then afterward, he realizes, you know what? This island is finna blow up. Let me just take my little lick and just leave. Like, no, nigga, you need to stay and fight to the death. The fuck? And now we get to one of the most craziest, and I mean the craziest solo V squads that I've ever seen in my goddamn life. This man Shadow does the impossible. So now fast forward some more. After Sonic and Shadow escape the island from blowing up, they both team up to fight this disgusting ass creature. Which, by the way, I just gotta say this. Shadow's super design is just fucking immaculate. But sadly, in the process of trying to save the earth, my nigga Shadow dies, so everybody think he dead. But then come to find out, motherfuckers talking about they having dreams seeing the nigga in certain locations, so now this nigga's just a ghost. Now the whole Sonic crew, which consists of Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Cream, Chris, and this green plant motherfucker, all these niggas are on this plane in the middle of fucking space. There is no planets, there ain't shit in sight, my nigga. It's just nothing but pure blackness. So you would think these niggas would just be all by themselves, right? Yo, you see how fast this nigga moving, bro? This nigga is moving like a fucking NASCAR in the goddamn jet. Now my nigga Shadow just, he don't just pulls up. He pulls up in one of the most menacing ways possible, starting off with his main target, Plant Girl. So he gets to her room with the 1-2, and then he just walks in. He don't say shit, he don't announce his presence, he just walks straight into that bitch. Now Tails snitch ass just lets everybody know it's an intruder, like, man, shut the fuck up. While everybody waking up to the loud ass alarm, Cosmo has wakes up in arguably one of the worst ways a nigga could ever wake up. And that is, before your eyes see anything else, it is a dark ass, shadowy ass figure that looks like he's fucking Batman. Cause if you looking at this nigga face, he just out for goddamn vengeance. So Chris rushes over to Cosmo's room to see what the fuck going on, and this nigga Shadow, he doesn't even turn his back on old boy. He just straight up attacks the nigga without a second thought. Keep in mind, Chris is the only human being that reminded Shadow of Maria, the only other human being that this nigga felt any type of emotions for. But now I know this attack is probably fast as fuck in real life, but my nigga Chris could have done something, bro. Like, he just standing there like, like, get your dumb ass up out of here, bro. And then Sonic, being the fucking hero that he is, saves Chris in the nick of time. You know how this shit goes. But like, my thing is, why the fuck is Chris even here? Take your ass back to Earth, my nigga. You are a human being. You have no powers. Now, Shadow ass turns around and just looks at Sonic like he ready to eat a motherfucking hedgehog today, because he walks towards the nigga and already, just like that, they back to it. Sonic tells Tails, hey, get Cosmo to a safe spot. I'll handle this nigga Shadow. Which, Sonic definitely didn't do that, because this nigga lied like a motherfucker. Because within like 10 seconds of the fight, Shadow turns into light itself, gets behind Sonic while spearing the fuck out of this nigga from the back. And after smashing Sonic ass into the ship, my boy Shadow walks out of the motherfucking smoke on some Terminator ass shit. Meanwhile, my boy Tails trying to get the fuck out of there with the quickness. He shuts down the door behind them so that Shadow can't follow them. It doesn't do shit, because Shadow busts down the motherfucking door with no effort. Like, bro, he just straight walks through that motherfucker like it's just glass. Like, you need some type of hatred to some capacity to have these type of powers right here. While Chris and Sonic is passed out, recovering in the ER, Shadow is just walking through these cinder block ass doors like it ain't shit. So with no sense of direction, Shadow just straight up decides to track where these niggas is at. But Tails already figured that this was gonna happen, so he blocks Shadow's signal so they can't see him. But then this nigga Shadow overrides that shit and then gets the cameras to see where the fuck they at. And as soon as Tails sees that, he's like, fuck, all right, let's get up out of here. And while Shadow is in hot pursuit of that ass, Knuckles loud ass just comes out of nowhere and puts the motherfucking hands up like you already know what time it is. Now Tails and Cosmo climbing in the vent, and she telling this nigga, Tails, I'm so scared. What are we gonna do? And this light-skinned nigga dramatically tells her, I'm gonna protect you, while he dramatically turns around like, get your goofy ass up out of here. And while Shadow is trying to create distance from Knuckles, this right here is probably the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen in my life. Cause right as Knuckles is finna throw one of the craziest punches he done ever thrown, freeze frame right here and take a good look at Shadow. And tell me what the fuck you see, because what I see is this nigga is on some mama mentality shit, bro. He ain't flinching or none of that. But then to make the shit worse, he Ultra Instinct teleports the motherfucking punch just so he can take away this nigga line of sight and escape. Tails tries to hurry up and get Cosmo onto the ship so that they can escape from the damn Terminator. And before they can even do shit, boom! This cool ass nigga Shadow is just already on timing. Now mind you, this man Shadow this whole entire time has barely said shit to anybody. So Shadow gives Tails one chance and one chance only. He tells him, hey look bro, I ain't trying to hurt your little ass, just hand the girl over so I can get this shit over with. And Tails like, hell no, I ain't finna let you hurt my boo. And Shadow like, I bet, say no more. Then Tails does all this extra ass shit just to try to run this nigga over. But despite getting ran over by that big ass plane, my nigga Shadow continues to walk menacingly like he just on go. Now Shadow decides to follow Tails and Cosmo up this elevator shaft, but here's the crazy part. Now while these two are avoiding the lasers, I'm gonna repeat that, avoiding the lasers, Shadow just dives in that bitch naked like fuck it. And with barely escaping from up top, Tails hit the emergency button so that Shadow stuck down there. And bro, before these two niggas can even move anywhere, this nigga Shadow is busting wide in that motherfucker. And right as Shadow is finna send these two niggas to the afterlife, Knuckles busts in again to save the day. He tells they ass to go and turns his attention back to Shadow and launches that nigga like a football. So then my nigga Shadow says this shit.
Trying to challenge me is a big mistake, and you're going to regret it.
I've always wanted a shadow box.
As you wish.
Dawg, this nigga is so disrespectful. Then Shadow turns into a motherfucking basketball, spinning fast as hell, bouncing around the wall so that Knuckles doesn't know when he's gonna attack. But before he does attack, this man Knuckles just closes his eyes. Like he just gives up, says his prayers, cause he already know the shit is over, and then gets knocked the fuck out. But with nowhere to go, Tails get Cosmo behind her like, I got you, baby. And here come this nigga Shadow just walking slow as hell, ready to end this shit. Now Tails let Shadow walk just close enough before he pulls this lever, so in Shadow mind, he like, my nigga Tails, how many times we done did this shit, bro? I done blew what, 50 doors already? This one ain't no different. And moments later, my boy Shadow will quickly find out these ain't just some regular ass doors. No, this is a specialized trap which then shoots him into a cannon and launches his ass into outer space. After all of that happening, Tails grabs his little shorty and they head back to the main deck. So Tails talking to old girl like, hey look, as long as I'm here, ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. So she like, ah, Tails, stop it. But as soon as these two niggas is finna leave the main deck, this nigga Shadow comes from out of fucking nowhere like, gang, we are in the middle of goddamn space, my boy. How did you find these niggas? Tails like, man, I'm sick of this shit, fuck it. He charges right towards Shadow and Shadow backhands the fuck out of his dumb ass. Then Tails gets right back up and jumps onto Shadow's face and he like, bitch, I thought I told you to sit the fuck down, little nigga. Like, damn, can we just for 1 second appreciate the amount of force this nigga Shadow just inflicted to this child? Look, man, let this be a lesson in life, bro. Don't go out like this nigga Tails. Don't be out here trying to act like you something that you not, because if I was in Tails' situation, I would have been like, hey, bro, you can take the bitch. I barely even know old girl anyway. But right as soon as Shadow is finna backhand the shit out of this girl, Tails hold on to this nigga leg for dear life. Then seconds later, the fucking ship glass breaks and these niggas get invaded by aliens? You know what? We just gonna go with it. Now everybody gets entrapped by the aliens and Chris steals the Chaos Emeralds from Dr. Eggman, so he launches all them bitches to Sonic. But Shadow like, hey, you ain't finna be the only nigga finna go Super Saiyan today. So both of these niggas go Super Saiyan looking just fucking immaculate. Like, do you see the aura though? And within mere seconds on some badass shit, Sonic doesn't even look and eviscerates all of these fucking robots and him and Shadow teleports into outer space. And Sonic starts talking shit. He like, man, I still can't believe you dick riding that fat ass nigga Dr. Eggman, bro. I thought you was better than that. Shadow gets pissed the fuck off, so he charges the shit out of Sonic. And these two niggas is just duking it out. And then a black hole just pops out of nowhere and just starts sucking everything up. So Shadow uses the last of his powers to free fall onto Dr. Eggman's ship and to teleport his fat ass to safety. You know what? Maybe Sonic was right. Like, the fuck kind of dick-eating ass shit is this?